Grand Rising. Welcome once again to the Daily Huddle. My name is Chase Still Gray. What a pleasure it is to be here each and every time for multiple reasons. And I'm glad that you're here today to join us. So we have a great conversation today with a great woman. I'm so happy that she's here and you're going to love her as well. Of course, before we start, I always like to give you a little quote, a little anecdote, a little joke, something to, warm up the bones a little bit. I have a I don't know where I get these jokes from. They come to me. I don't know what happens. Anyhow, this is a yoga-based joke, and this is a yogi and her friend are at a party, and her friend says, "Okay, come on, let's get out of here." And the yogi looks at her friend and goes, "Nah, I'm gonna stay." Roll that tape.
Microphone with the cross on it. You see it?
That's how we do it. That's how it started. Oh, I did it again. I was working on that. That was great. Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. It is such a pleasure to be with all of you. As always, my name is Chase Still Gray, and man, it is great to see my good friend Luis Roper from Palma de Mallorca right there in front of me. That's a crazy thing. Great to see you. Sorry, I got distracted. You just popped right on the screen. We have definitely touched on a few different topics like this one, and we're going to get into in a moment, but I want to test the temperature in the room with some of our people who are here all the time, and we just like to see what they're up to, and we ask a few questions. And actually, today I'm going to start with my good friend Luis Roper that is just here from another universe. Great to see you. Luis, how are you today? And who will you hug?
I'm great. Thank you.
Who will you hug today? Who will you
Sorry?
hug? Who will you hug today, Luis?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Who will you hug today?
Everyone.
And that is why we are good friends. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. I love it. Rashida.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes. How are you? And what are you grateful for today?
I am blessed and not stressed. And what I'm grateful for an extra day on my calendar. I am so grateful to be here to share space with you all guys. Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent. Make sure we see all those beautiful locks next time. I can only see an eighth of your head. But I love you just the same. I love you just the same. Don't get it twisted. I love you just the same. So I want to start out today by saying, if anyone here saw the information on the page, my good friend Loretta will be with us another time. She ran into some difficulties, so wanted to make it clear that we will have her again on the show. But today, it's nothing less. Still greatness. We have a wonderful woman named Stephanie Cosentino. And our question today is about Kundalini. I don't believe that I've actually had anyone on dealing with Kundalini before. I'm almost positive. But the question is, what is this thing called Kundalini? And how can it change our lives? Let's put it that way. So I'm going to let you know a little bit about our guest today. I have a little bit of a small bio here just because I don't want her to come out cold. Again, Stephanie Cosentino, born Stavroula. I like that.
Ooh, you said it.
Hey, I gave it a shot, right? And reborn Devi Kavalya Kaur in 2020. She was a natural yogini and began mastering the subtle energy and using it towards empathetic healing as a child. She twists neuroscience, physics, and spirituality, and people call it magic, but it's not. She just knows how to tap in and how to teach others to do it. She's a mom of 3 girls who they live as her mirrors and her gurus. Parenting with soul is her goal, and living with soul is her goal as well. So now she teaches others how to do it. And her other soul calling is being what is this one? A magna realist? I like
magical realist.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. So just to begin, and welcome to the Daily Huddle, by the way. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Just to get it started, can you give us a brief definition for the layman of Kundalini?
Okay, well, at its simplest form, Kundalini, it just means coiled serpent. And it's just our natural energy, subtle energy, right? You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but you can feel it, you can sense it. And it is coiled at the base of our spine until it is activated. And that is at the very core, very simple terms. So once it's activated, though, that's like a whole nother game.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I want you to just give everyone, if you could for a moment, your story about how you connected with Kundalini, right? Whenever this comes up, people want to know how you got into it.
Yes.
I have a relationship with it myself, and we can talk about that at another time. How do you arrive at a place where you know that Kundalini is for you? And then as you move into it, how did it benefit or change your life in general?
Okay, perfect. I had never heard of Kundalini yoga. I've been a yogini my entire life. I had very strict parents growing up, and so they didn't leave me out of the house. I was pretty much domesticated. So I spent a lot of time by myself, in my own space, and the mind, gets activated. So I did a lot of meditation, yoga, just spent a lot of time by myself. Later on in life, I fell into a very, very deep depression. Probably I was around 23 years old. And I did everything in my power to come out of it. I mean, I saw healers. I did all I could personally, use my yoga, use meditation, use whatever I could. And I just was unable to come out of it. I was sad. I was low. I was just, heavy. So about 20 years passed, still in this very deep depression. And I just remember one day sitting on my stoop and wanting energy. When you're depressed, you're just fatigued and there's just no inspiration. You just can't, seem to get inspired. So I was just sitting on my stoop and just asking, I called out, energy, I need energy, I need energy. And a few days later, it's really miraculous, but a few days later, I'm on Instagram and I hear this music, this beautiful voice. And I follow it, literally. Her name was Simrit. She's a singer, musician, and it turns out she's also Kundalini yoga teacher. And so I follow the music and it brings me to Life Force Academy online. It's this Kundalini yoga studio in California. I try it. It was spring equinox. I did my first class and I never looked back. Immediately, my entire composition changed. I felt my energy. I was in tune with something and I never looked back. And I started my journey basically at that time. Within 6 months of just doing some spinal warm-ups, it's very basic exercise and breath work. And I started to lift my depression little by little. Right. It didn't happen overnight. Within 1 year, I was, a completely different person. Within 3 years, I was off medication. I was on antidepressants. And within 3 years, I was able to come off the medication, and I am living a new life. I'm a completely different person. Within 4 years, I would say 5 years, I was, reborn. This is 2020, crazy world, everything's no normalcy. And I was reborn at that time with a spiritual name. And I had like a reverse birth, I like to say, where my consciousness expanded upwards. And here I am. Now I'm teaching it and spreading the goodness.
Excellent. So I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
These are questions that I've heard come from other people, right? As an interviewer, I'm just speaking to you. I don't have anything written down. It's just things that I have that have always circled Kundalini, even when I was doing it. Number one, do people need to worry about being flexible to start Kundalini?
I would say no, it will help you with flexibility. It focuses on the spine.
Yes.
It's like 98%. We ignore our spine, and yet this is the information superhighway.
Right.
So no, everything happens in the spine.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Also, maybe this was not a surprise to me doing it, but when people come into Kundalini, do you think that it works for, or let me phrase it a different way. If people are concerned about the spirituality aspect versus the religious aspect, can that clash, or is it like, okay, just go in and let it happen?
So I would say let it happen. I am a Greek Orthodox Christian. Okay. Christianity is embedded in our culture. The cross is on our flag. We love Jesus and God and all this. And I personally do. I'm obsessed with Jesus. Like, I have to say his story. And so I find I am no less a Christian because of this. I mean, there's some things I've been awakened to see, but it's love. And I understood more as I got deeper into it, what Jesus was actually teaching, which was love, So I became more a Christian, I think, but less connected to what the church was all about, but not to the teachings. The teachings have remained secure.
Solid, great. And within that framework, I remember, there's a word I'm trying to remember and it's not coming to me. As you're doing Kundalini, when you're in the class and the teacher introduces what's that word every day that you go?
Kriya?
Yes.
Kriya? Yes.
Kriya. These kriyas are, I can't remember. How many kriyas are there? They're just endless amounts. I can't remember.
Endless.
It's endless, right? Right. It's endless. So the kriya, you probably won't even repeat the same one for a long time if you're doing the right practice, correct? Like, we're talking about a 360-degree thing that happens while you're doing it. I find of the yoga mediums, Kundalini seems to be one of the most challenging ones. And going to Kundalini, let's say in a major city like New York City, where I'm at, so many options. Why would somebody pick Kundalini over Hatha, Bikram, or what's the other one that I was just thinking of? Pretty much the major three.
Yeah.
Would you say the benefits outweigh being a full body intense thing, the other ones, or what would be why someone would choose Kundalini?
So it's interesting. I think Kundalini is the simplest and the least complex because it is your breath, your spine. In fact, when I teach it as a, I think I teach it as, this is something you should do as part of your daily hygiene, like brushing your teeth.
Right.
I think you can do 3 minutes of cat-cow. I think everyone knows cat-cow. It's just like, stretching your spine. 3 minutes of conscious cat-cow with breath work does more for you than an hour of stretching out your body. It's very, it moves your energy. And I just feel like it's more than just your physical body. We spend so much time thinking about the external, how strong we are, how thin we are, and not enough time thinking about how we feel, our energy. And this is an incredibly easy way to manipulate and awaken your energy. So you feel great, and suddenly your vibration, your frequency changes, and your body is designed to do what it's supposed to do, to be healthy, So you awaken this energy in your spine, and you awaken your highest genetic form, basically.
Right. That's a great answer.
So I think,
I'm so glad you said that.
it's like brushing my teeth. I just do between 5 and 15 minutes every single day of stretching my spine and breathing to start the day. And there's, nothing that can penetrate me.
I love that. One of the fascinating things in the journey that I had with Kundalini was the clothing, the white clothing. I love that vibe of it. I love the fact that I'll have you say it. I'll have you answer the question. You'll probably say it a little differently than me. Tell me why specifically. I don't remember any other yoga medium where they said, okay, you should dress a certain way. Why the white?
Yeah.
Why the covering of the head? And how does that add to the 360-degree experience of Kundalini?
So that's interesting too. I'm a little bit of a rebel, but the reason for the white is because it expands your aura. Your aura is this electromagnetic field around you. We all have it. When you're happy, you can sense it, right? You have a feeling. People can feel you. When you're angry, people can feel you. That's your aura. So your internal energy vibrates into this space. So wearing white increases your aura. So you become bright, right? So I actually often wear black.
Really?
And I do that. Yes, I do. I say I'm the yogini in black, kind of like the Johnny Cash of yoga, because I do think that we're human, right? And so many people are not aware of this energy. They're not aware of their consciousness. They're not very conscious to begin with. So we're dealing with our shadows, right? And so I don't want to, how do I say this? I want to allow people that it's okay to be dark. It's okay to connect with your shadows. It's okay to not be on that high level. I feel like a lot of Kundalini yoga culturally has been very set apart from everyone else. It was kept secret for thousands of years. It was not shared. And so I'm just trying to make it real. Like, we're real. We've got issues that we're all trying to work out. And so I do wear the black just, for me, symbolically, to connect with the human experience.
I love that.
Which is
I've never met anyone that told me they wear black in Kundalini. I'm telling you, I've been around lots of. Wow, that was great. The Johnny Cash of yoga. I wrote that down. I did. I wrote that down.
It's real, you can't separate ourselves from that human experience, and we can't be ashamed of it. Sometimes we become aware of ourselves as we practice. We see things, and then I don't want people to feel ashamed for the dark side. We all have this dark side, it's real.
You when we talk about this medium and I mean, there's so many benefits. We could talk about this for an hour. I always like to ask people when I'm talking to them like this, was there something that you watched or something that you read, something that you keep near you in your home as it relates to Kundalini and the practice and the mindset and the pieces of it that you would recommend to someone, like a book that gets you closer into this particular perspective and how to see it, and then go into class and actually use it in your body, like just something that you would recommend for someone that says, wow, this sounds cool, I like this, I want to read up on this. What would you recommend?
Oh, can I come back to you on that?
Yeah, totally. I only asked that question because a lot of times people have, oh, you got to read this, and that's why I said it to you. If you don't
Yeah.
right now, that's fine.
I read so much, and I have so many books. There is I don't remember the title, but it's very simple, and it's just, I believe, maybe even just called Spinal Breath Work. I mean, it's like a super thin little book, and I like to keep it so simple. You know, there are so many books, but it's so simple, and
Right.
it's about your spine, about your breathing, and that just opens everything up. So I'll get that for you.
Yeah,
But
no problem.
yeah,
No problem.
very
I know
basic.
you and I are both on the same coast, and we have a lot of options for Kundalini. I'm sure people can go to the website to Google in their area where Kundalini is taking place. So
Yes.
that's all good. I want to make sure that we take any questions. If anyone has any questions about Kundalini in the moment that we can answer, that would be great. Anyone at all? No?
Chase,
It's not.
Jason on
And the man.
Yeah, Dr. Argando always mentions at the end of each one of her hosting segments that you said don't forget you can twerk, that's releasing your Kundalini energy. And I want you to elaborate on that because she says that a lot. I want you to elaborate on that if you can. Sir.
Yes, I absolutely can. I took a twerking class.
What?
Yes, I'm still learning. I mean, but so the Kundalini, like I said, to start, is at the base of your spine.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to, this is how I tell my students, visualize your spine as an old school thermometer, right? So there's that mercury at the base, right? And as it warms up, it rises.
Mm-hmm.
So your Kundalini is at the base of your spine, just sitting there waiting to be activated.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're twerking, you're activating it, right? It's there, it's waiting. If you're twerking and consciously breathing, you're activating it, and slowly it rises. Now, the exercises that we do just in the spinal warm-up, 15 minutes tops, combine all to rise it. And that's all you need. You're doing breath work, your belly's pumping, and you're moving it up. And as it moves up, it hits your root chakra, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, and then your energy's flowing. Mm-hmm. Energy's flowing, and you are alive in a deeper sense. It feels very different than just, not before doing that. But yeah, so twerking, anything you do at the base, and this is why I said cat cow. Mm-hmm. Cat cow is basically twerking on your hands and knees. Wow. And you just opening up your spine and waking it up, opening up your spine so it can flow freely. It's rejuvenating. I do want to add, because gravity's all day working to pull it down. Mm-hmm. Right? So by doing this work, you're moving your energy anti-gravity. So you are actually, it's anti-aging. Gravity is aging us, pulling us down, time, space. So we try to raise it up, and it's very rejuvenating and activating.
Hey, I love it. I think
yeah.
Stephanie, and I read one thing I read, I heard it said that in ancient Chinese practice, ancient Asian Chinese medicine and everything, they say that you are as young as your
Your
spine is flexible.
It's flexible. That's
Yeah.
correct.
That's where your age is, and the flexibility of your spine. And if your spine is very
1000%.
loose and flexible, you could be 100 years old, but you're like a kid. Your body,
That's right.
that's how old you are. So
That's
I'm
right.
very interested. Thank you so much.
Great.
You're welcome.
And the man. I
Yo.
never thought I was going to hear the word torque today.
Yeah, man. Can't leave that
Let's
image
do
stays
that.
in my mind, you know. I hear
Hey.
that.
Hey, man, I'm open to it all. Let's do it.
Right.
Dude, that is amazing. See, that's why you got to stay open.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My daughters, I took when I was taking that twerking class. I mean, I'm Greek. We do a lot of belly dance. We move our hips and it's good, but I'd never twerked like that before. But I was twerking all day long, and my kids were like, oh,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, probably wasn't good for the kiddies. Yeah, I get that.
They didn't like it.
They're like, Mom, really? Wow, really? That's what you want to do?
They didn't understand.
Didn't understand it.
Understandable.
So we are going to begin to wrap up. If there's no more questions, anyone else have anything to say, I would welcome it. See so many beautiful
I
things.
have something to say.
Please.
I have something to
Please,
say.
Europa.
Yeah, no, the part that I thought was funny was the rebellious wearing black. And I did a Reiki course and I wasn't really informed. I just wanted to learn everything there was to learn to take the first course. And I went completely in black. And I was the only
Yes.
one. But the interesting thing is energy, as you said, it comes from the vibrations of love and inside of us. And so that's light.
Yes.
And to me, you can't have light without darkness. So a canvas of black, you see the stars, the moon, and what we vibrate is everything that comes out of us. And so yeah, I resonated with what you said and it made me smile. But I'm not very good at twerking. I'm not very good.
Because you didn't take the class yet. You got to get that number from her.
Well, you know what? I have 2 hip replacements. And so but my spine is fine. I can still do lots of back bends and different things, but I do have like an incapacity. So it's quite interesting what you're saying about the spine and how keeping moving, the cat and the cow. I know those movements, and yeah, it's really important to keep moving always.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Lena,
Yes.
I'm so happy to see you with us today.
Thank you.
So, Stephanie, as we wind down, I will give you the last word before I do my outro. If there's anything else you want to add to your presentation, and just thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I tell my classes, if you do Kundalini yoga extensively all day, you spend hours doing it, you can become superhuman. It really activates these next level superhuman aspects. But if you do it like a normal person, even half an hour a day, 15 minutes a day, you will feel super. And that's, great in and of itself. And I highly recommend it just, to feel good. The world needs, more people need to feel good, and it changes, it ripples. So let's feel super.
I believe that your information will probably go up on the page. So last minute switch. I appreciate you being so flexible. And if people want to reach you on Instagram or Facebook, we can put that out now, and then we'll put the information in. Where can they reach you?
Of course, it's at Long Island Kundalini Yogini. I know my coach said to shorten that. It's, if you can spell it, you guys, you won. Long Island Kundalini Yogini on Instagram and Facebook, and Likey is how I'm going to shorten it. LIKY.yoga is my website.
Excellent. So, my good people, It's so nice to see all of you. I love the diversity. I love the mindsets. It's such a pleasure to see everyone. We're going to end our daily huddle the way we do every day. We speak about our tenets, the way we like to go out into the world and shine the light on everyone. So first of all, live out loud as much as you possibly can. Laugh, please. We need more laughter, please.
Yes.
Now, my goodness. Move your body, even if you're not doing Kundalini, bike riding, walking, running, swimming, just move more, please. Also, plant-based, give some effort to eating more plant-based, even if you don't want to cut out meat, give effort to more plant-based so that the body has room and space to kind of just be more fluid, so that we can think better, we can love better, we can move better. Also sleeping, 5 to 7 hours minimum for most people, because the sleeping changes everything. We know that for real, for real. Stress less, my good people. There's so many things to look at on and offline where the stress can come out of us and we can be a little bit more free in our lives. And lastly, of course, please check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's for sure. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. We are here each and every day with a different topic and a wonderfully dynamic host. I invite you to come back again and again. We in and out, we're done. Everyone can go about their day. Hopefully we've left you a little better than you came here. Thank you, Stephanie. We'll be seeing you again.
Thank you. Thank
Have a
you.
spectacular day, everybody. Be
Thank you,
well.
Stephanie. Thank you.
Bye.
everybody.
Thank
Peace and
you.
blessings.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.